Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. So looks like we've got a few people in here already, so thank you so much for joining. Welcome to those of you who are new, but it is nice to see a few familiar names. Hamza, nice to see you. Mike, hello. He said would love to see the Bitcoin chart, so yeah, we can definitely dive into that. But for anybody else here who is new, if you're not familiar with how these streams are, basically we just try and have an open conversation. If there's anything that you're interested in hearing about crypto related, please feel free to leave a chat in the live comment section and we'll be sure to touch on it. So yeah, of course, taking a look here just kind of at the heat map, I thought this would be a good way to start the stream. I've seen a lot of comments around possibly seeing a slump in crypto, which, I think we expected, but, as you can see here, tons and tons of green, really across the board. There's only a few specks of red. George, nice to see you here. But yeah, we can definitely take a more in-depth look at the trading view chart here. So let's bring this up. This is going to bring us into SPX, but we want to look at Bitcoin. So again, this is set to the day, so each candle is 1 day, but again here kind of seeing a similar pattern to what we saw last week during the stream. There was this resistance level around $31,500 to $32,000 without being too specific. We broke through that, which was great. The last time we were above that mark was way back in May of 2022. So that was definitely a pretty strong resistance point. Now, what's really cool is we did see this, continuous gain, and then, like we talked about last week, there was this little bit of a slump, and it looks like it fell down to about 34,390, which getting kind of into that area where that resistance actually started to become a support. So really nice to see that we are seeing a pretty typical pattern. We break through these resistance levels and it kind of flattens off for a little bit, maybe tries to break back through, but they go from being resistance to support. So of course, I don't think we're going to see a huge run-up in Bitcoin to new all-time highs for a little while. Of course, that is coming. But, seeing this little bit of a pullback, not something that I was too worried about. I think we were accurately able to predict it, maybe not down to the day or the week or, whatever, but it wasn't shocking to me that it happened. I hope it didn't scare any of you watching the stream. And it was a great, we got a couple days to claim some more crypto at a lower rate. I know Free Bitcoin, great faucet. Their levels fluctuated and I was able to get, I think 20, 30 extra Satoshis per claim for that entire day. So, it just works out, and we're seeing Bitcoin, up 5.5%, I think it said today, back to almost 6%, back to $37,000, almost $700. So super, super cool. And George, you said ETH has been a better play on this recent pump. Yes, Ethereum really, I actually think, well, we could probably pull up the Ethereum chart over here and take a look at that as well. They've been going up quite a bit as well, starting around $1,500 up to, well, just over $2,000. So, $500 to $600 profit. Talking about much less volume in price per coin, but it's one of those things that we can start to see the same thing here. Back in April of 2023, we saw Ethereum get to about $2,150, and just a few days ago, actually November 9th, so about 6 days ago, we saw it hit that same level, and unfortunately this one just looked like it was a resistance level. It didn't break through quite yet, but we're back down to this kind of level here where we see a couple tries at resistance back here in June and in May, and then all the way back over here in August of 2022. we're seeing that same pattern, but this, these, what used to be resistance levels, look like they may have turned into supports. So that's good to see. And yeah, I think with Ethereum being such a powerful coin, but also a lower priced coin, like George said, I think this was a great play if you were holding Ethereum. You've probably done pretty well over the last few days, but just because you've done well over the last few days doesn't mean give up. Keep holding it. We are still way off of all-time highs by about 50% or more. And as we get closer to Bitcoin halving in the next bull run, I fully expect to see Ethereum, hitting those all-time highs and breaking through it again, which, right now, assuming that all it does is match its old all-time high, it's $2,000 per coin that you have. So it's a great time to be claiming from faucets, investing, mining. I know you can't mine it directly anymore, but there are other sites out there like Rollercoin. It's a great one. We just did another update video on yesterday. If you're not familiar with Rollercoin, we can take a look at that as well. But it's a great way to get crypto with a virtual mining farm. So let's see. Hamza, you said Solana is unstoppable. Yeah, they've been doing pretty well. Let's see here. I can't remember. I probably missed them. I don't think they're that far down. Yeah, they were number 6. I didn't need to scroll at all. Yeah, 51% in the last week. That is crazy. $65. That's, they were $30, a week ago? $57 a week ago. So... I'm sorry, that was the day chart. So yeah, closer to 43, getting closer to $30. So that is super, super cool. Hopefully you had some, but unfortunately I do not have any. So, but yeah, that is absolutely awesome to see. I think we're starting to see more and more little coins. Not that Solana's a little coin. It's number, 5 on the market cap, 6 on the market cap. We're starting to see these altcoins have little bits of jumps in prices and things like that. So it's super, super cool to see that. And I think we're going to start seeing it more and more. So definitely cool. But looks like we've got 6 people here in the stream. So welcome to everybody who's new. If there's anything you're interested in chatting about, please feel free to leave a comment in the live comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help out the channel. We're trying to get more people into these streams, watching the videos, just build a better crypto community. So thank you for doing that, and let's continue on here. So Mike, you said, do you think Litecoin will do well this cycle? That's a good question. I still have quite a bit of Litecoin. Let me refresh and get rid of this join thing. We'll take a look at the Litecoin chart over here. It's not automatically populated. So I haven't looked into Litecoin in a while. Like I said, I do have some. This is the Binance. That'll be fine, I guess. But I do know that, they did really well in the last bull run, all the way up to $414, but that really wasn't all that much higher than their previous all-time high. And with that being said, I think that they will do all right. Based on the last 2 bull runs, I don't know that I would bet big on Litecoin, just because it didn't really soar like what we saw with a lot of other cryptos compared to previous all-time highs. Now, of course, it was still a great investment. If you bought at $47 and sold at $414, you did really well. But you weren't seeing, an $800 Litecoin or a $1,200 Litecoin, which we did see those type of gains and surpassment of previous all-time highs in other coins. I personally, like I said, I do still have Litecoin. We aren't seeing a ton of movement in Litecoin like we are with a lot of other cryptos today. So, that could be something to factor in as well. But, I plan to continue holding my Litecoin, but I would personally say that, I am going for other coins when I go to withdraw from faucets and cloud mining and stuff. I think Ethereum, some of the coins we've talked about today and in previous streams, Ethereum, ETC, Ethereum Cash, those are probably better holds for the bull run. Solana's doing really well. That could be a good one to, even though it's been doing well, scoops them up. It'll probably continue to do well and do better as we get more into a real bull run. It sucks because I do like Litecoin. It's one of, the original cryptocurrencies. And I've heard that, the development team isn't as active as they used to be, which unfortunately, as we've seen with a number of other coins, an inactive development team doesn't bode well for the crypto. So do I think it'll go away? Probably not. But I think there are other coins out there that will do better. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Mike. Like I said, I still have some. I plan to hold on to it and see what happens. But unfortunately, unless things go crazy and instead of, seeing a $110,000 Bitcoin, we're seeing a $750,000 Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to see Litecoin much higher than maybe $600, $700 tops. That is, unless crazy things happen and we see huge gains across crypto, which, I think is possible. And by, default, it'll kind of trickle into Litecoin as well. But that's kind of my thinking at the moment. Hamza, you said your thoughts on Pepe Coin. You think we missed the train, just like Shiba. Again, that's another one that I just don't know a lot about. I know it's one of the meme kind of coins, but taking a look at where it's at, 10% in the day, nothing crazy compared to some of the other coins, but yeah. Looking at how long has it been around? April of 23, so it's less than a year old, at least on CoinMarketCap. So, this is one of those ones. Again, I don't know a lot about it. I think because of the way this coin's set up, because it was set up as a meme coin, I think it has the potential to skyrocket randomly. I don't think we can even come close to predicting when that would be, similar to how we've looked at the Bitcoin chart, the Litecoin chart, Ethereum, and you can kind of say, okay, based on historical data, we could expect to see a little bit of a jump around this time for about this much. Educated guess, it's never accurate. With something like this, you're throwing a dart at a wall and hoping to hit a specific speck of the paint. There's not really any historical data. They're very volatile. This is, one viral TikTok away from going up 300% or going down 300%. That's, about all I'll say about this coin. I really don't know much about it. I think it's one of those, if you've got an extra $20, sure, go ahead, scoop some up. Hold on to it, and hopefully, you make $2,000-$3,000 off of it. But I would not be, investing heavily into this when there are so many other promising coins. I think one of the big draws of coins like this is they're so cheap. You can get hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions of them very, very cheap. Whereas, Ethereum, okay, you go out, you spend $2,000, you get one coin, whereas with this, it's, let me drag this over here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 6, 8 times $2,000. What'd we do wrong there? Oh, that was supposed to be divided by. That was my bad. Let's just open up a new one. Of course, it goes over here. So, you get the idea. We won't sit here and do math, but you get the idea. You get a lot of them for the same price if you're willing to invest $2,000, but I think your $2,000 would be way safer in Ethereum. No investment's safe, but, that's my thoughts on this coin currently, and that goes for a lot of them. Shiba's the same way. I still have a lot of Shiba that I used unminable to get, but I wouldn't recommend that you go out and spend $2,000 on Shiba. I think that's very, very risky, but, it could pay off really well. High risk, high reward. But, seeing as there's so many coins out there like this now, I think that reward goes down even more, just because now you're trying to predict when this coin is going to skyrocket, and you're trying to predict which coin is going to skyrocket. You know, if you're investing in something like this, you got to have a sound reasoning behind it. You really like what they're doing. The development team might be really active, you know, things like that. So Mike, you said, yes, good to know. What do you think about the stock to flow model for BTC? Let me take a look. Just because I'm not super familiar with what stock to flow, the ratio of current stock of a commodity to the flow of new production. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I just never heard it said that way before. You know, I think that's what's going to, you know, historically the amount of new Bitcoins being mined or minted or however you want to say it is the halving, and that's traditionally what has spiked the bull runs, because, you know, people realize that, okay, we're going from, you know, whatever it is now, 6.25 to 3 point whatever, 1.5 or whatever. Bitcoin halving amount, maybe that'll get it. So yeah, it halved to 6.25. It'll be dropping to 3.125 in 2024. Every time this has happened, there's been a bull run. So I think that's, you know, really promising. And, you know, the less crypto being mined, whether it's Bitcoin or any of these coins, you know, if it's being burned, if it's being, you know, the mining's slowing down because of halving, whatever it is, the less that are out there in circulation, just by virtue of, you know, supply and demand, the price of the coin should go up. You know, we see things like this, you know, every 4 years, and I think we're in a point with Bitcoin's history where, you know, we're, 2009, so we're, 10 years in, you know, 14 years in. I think we're at a pretty safe spot to say, okay, this has happened every 4 years. We can most likely predict with almost 100% certainty that there will be some sort of bull run. And I think that's what's going to happen. You know, I really do believe that get as much crypto as you can now, whether it's Bitcoin or other coins. You know, it starts to get a little bit hazy when you get into the altcoins because it's not directly related. But, you know, it is still something that I think you should keep an eye on. So, yeah, let's see here. Hopefully that was helpful as well. George, you said Pepe has no use case. The website says it all. Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of those coins did come out around the time that we saw Dogecoin going up in value like crazy. We then saw it with Shiba, and then, you know, there's all these other copies out there that are similar but really have no use. And they were made specifically because the developers got a bunch of coins up front. They were hoping for it to go 300, 400% up. You know, like I think what Pepe said, it's 2,000% up all time. That worked out great if you had, you know, 1 billion of these at launch. But now, I don't know that you're going to see a 2,000% gain from where it's at. You know, just because there's so many out there that are like this, the chance that this coin, Pepe, is the one that's going to go crazy, very, very small. You know, it's not impossible, but it's pretty small. Mike, you said, are you investing in any specific coins for the next cycle? Nothing too specific beyond what we've talked about here on the channel in the past. Like I said, I have Bitcoin, Litecoin. I still have Doge. I still have Shiba. And then, you know, just some other, like Space Coin for the final auto faucet. I still have those. And then I see Low Roller, you joined here. I did start mining the Doge on Mars coin just to get some of those. You know, I think, you know, kind of going against what we were just saying here with the Pepe coin, but, you know, hey, I think mining Doge on Mars can't hurt. You know, I'm willing to put the mining rig on it for a few days, collect some, and just hold them in a wallet, and maybe they'll go up like crazy, maybe they won't. You know, it's one of those things. So I do have some of those. You know, maybe I'll try and get some Kaspa coin. I do have some Dynex coin. I still have Digibyte. You know, not that I'm actively investing in those. It's just coins that I have. You know, I've been more focused mainly on the tradition. I don't know what that beep was. I don't know if that went through the microphone, but um, yeah, I still have the I'm still going for the traditional coins. When I'm withdrawing from faucets, I am trying to withdraw from in coins such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, maybe Dogecoin every now and then. But those are the main ones. Ethereum, those are the ones I'm collecting at the moment. George, you said Arbitrum is good. Let me see. I assume that's a coin here. Let's take a look. I'm not familiar with this one either, but wow, up 6% today. Still down quite a little bit since their all-time, which again, it's fairly new coin, so making predictions based on where it'll be pretty hard. But yeah, so I don't know too much about this. There's so many coins out there now. It's 42 on the market cap, so top 100 is pretty good, top 50 is pretty good, but it's hard to keep up with all the additional coins coming out on the market. So yeah, but no, based off that, it does look pretty good right off the bat. All right, I was just grabbing a drink there, but let's take a look here. So Low Roller, nice to see you here. Welcome, and welcome to anybody else. Looks like we've got 8 people here, so awesome to see some numbers in the stream kind of growing a little bit. But Low Roller said, how's the mining coin? How is your mining your coin like Dogecoin Mars? I've been doing pretty good with that, but the mining, unfortunately, with the way that GPU mining is, it's not collecting as quickly as I would hope, but I am mining it. I think I've got about 6 million so far, I think was the last time I checked. I tried to send my address over to this computer so I could pull up the unminable stats, but Discord's not loading on the laptop, so I don't know what's going on over there. But yeah, so anyways, let me, over on the laptop here, I can just pull up the site and refresh it. So okay, I was off by a little bit. I wonder if the laptop's not connected to the internet properly because it's not loading. It was about, I have just over 5 million coins so far, but I only have about 107 mega hashes going towards it, and that's Ethereum mega hashes using ETH miners. So it's nothing crazy, but hey, it's nice to collect a little bit of those coins. And like I said, I think that's something I'm willing to risk, that it probably won't turn out amazing, but if it does, you got a couple hundred million of them. If you do go that long, or just a couple million, it's not a bad one to hold, I guess. And it seems like it's done pretty well here over the last little bit. Let's see, Dogecoin Mars, and then yeah, I did see, said Dogecoin turns 10 years old next month. This is up 6% today, so something like Dogecoin turning 10 years old in a month, with a coin like Doge, it's very possible that something like that could just cause it to jump up like crazy. Hopefully that happens. I still have a bunch of them, and that would be great. So we'll see what happens. Mike, you said perfect, although I was wondering if you've seen the stock to flow chart for Bitcoin, if we could hit those levels in the future. Let's take a look. Again, I'm not too familiar with that. Stock to flow Bitcoin chart. Let's see. Just taking a look here. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with these charts, so could we hit these numbers again? Yeah, I think we could, with the Bitcoin halving coming, because again, you see these peaks in this chart, very similar to all of the bull runs that we've seen. So, that was, something I think we have this history. We've seen it happen. I don't see why we wouldn't see it again. So, I think if you can recognize a pattern in the charts, there's a good chance that it'll happen again, because we've been doing this for so long and have that history behind it. Oh, yeah, low roller. I stepped away to just grab a quick drink of water. But George, you said roller coin update. What crypto are you mining on roller? So that one was one that I did prepare a window by actually signing in. I had unmineable, but I didn't have the address for it. So let's see. It's a claim reward. I don't know what this is. But yeah, so roller coin, I did a video on this yesterday. Right now, I'm just working on building up my RLT balance. So I am mining 100% RLT because my hope is to participate a little bit more in the season and be able to purchase some of the season rewards. I don't think I'll make it in 28 days for this season, but I'm just going to be saving up some RLT to continue populating my my third room here with miners. The other way that I think I may go is start trying to get a little bit more into the combination and crafting using the parts to upgrade the miners that I do have. So if you're interested in seeing that, I was doing a little bit more research on some of the strategies here today. I think that I think I'll probably continue to do some videos talking through the upgrading strategy, since obviously I do have a lot of these lucky miners. This was the St. Patrick's Day promotion 3 years ago. I happen to have a bunch of RLT and bought a bunch of them, but taking those, combining them, this room and this room is all just the previous seasons that I've been able to earn. Doing the quests and stuff like that. So that's what all these, different looking miners are compared to the first page. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more about this, definitely let me know. I will hopefully be doing more videos on Rollercoin here in the future. It's one of those ones that's it's technically a faucet, but there's a lot of strategy involved that can really set you apart from a lot of other players. So it's a little bit more engaging than just clicking a roll button. So let's see. Low roll, you said get at least 100 million Dogelon Mars. Yeah, that would be my plan. I got about 100 million Shiba, but the issue is with the way that GPU mining has gone, I got 100 million Shiba in about a week. I've been mining for probably about a week now, and I've gotten 5 million Dogelon, and it's way cheaper than it was. So it's going to take a lot longer, and like I said, personally, for me, I'm not going to go out and actively invest in it. So I'll let the miner run for a while. Unminable's withdrawal limit is 20 million, so I'm gonna get at least 20 million. I would like to get 100 million though, so we'll see how it goes. I'll be sure to keep you updated here, and I'll be doing a video on how I set up the miner to mine Dogelon Mars, since it's technically not a mineable coin. But of course, you're probably familiar with unmineable and how that works. So, but be on the lookout for that and other updated mining videos here on the channel. Mike, you said, what makes you interested in Dynex coin? Heard about it in one of your videos. So Dynex coin was really interesting to me because it was actually one of the few coins that was profitable on GPU mining because it uses such low power. But there was a little bit of, I'll say, drama around the miner. So SRB miner was the program that ran for NVIDIA and AMD GPUs. And I don't fully understand the technical aspects in the code behind it, but essentially the developers of SRB miner had done something to trick the network into thinking that people were getting a lot more hashes, or that that the GPUs were getting a lot more hashes. So essentially my mining power, I think, was about 16 kilohash with 5 AMD GPUs and some NVIDIA GPUs. overnight, that 15 went to about 4. So, like, cut it by 60-70%. I couldn't figure out why. Essentially, the Dynex team learned about this, and they cut the bad code out and pushed back an older update that fixed it. So it's nice to see that they fixed it, but it is no longer as profitable mining. So really the main reason I got into it was because it was profitable GPU mining. I do still have my NVIDIA GPUs running on it because I think it's a good coin. Looking at its all-time price, it's, on par. It wasn't really around for the last bull run. It kind of came out right at the end of it. So, again, it's one of those ones that I'm mining it. I think it's good to have a few of them. We'll just see what happens with it. I don't know if it's going to skyrocket because we just don't really have that data. But it's a relatively cheap coin that is still GPU mineable. And, kind of going for it with that one. And then I got the other rig mining Doge on Mars at the moment. So that's where it came from. That's why I'm, moderately interested in it. Like I said, I'm not, actively seeking out, withdrawing faucet earnings in Dynex, but just another, little altcoin. I think it's probably not a bad idea to choose a few, whether it's Dynex or Kaspa or, whatever you think is going to be a good coin. Always, every time you can pretty much predict a bull run, why not take a few extra dollars and put it into some of those coins that, you really do think have a good potential. And that's kind of what I'm doing with Dynex. So, Low Roller, you said if Dogecoin prices go up, you pray that Doge on Mars is the lottery ticket and strike it rich. Yeah, absolutely. I think personally, for me, kind of going back to the whole, meme coin, not really real crypto coins. My personal recommendation, I would say, is, if you really, really, really had your heart set on investing in a coin like that where you can get hundreds of thousands or millions for cheap, choose one that's related to Dogecoin, because Dogecoin, I think, has the potential to go up like crazy. And if there are little meme coins tied to it, I think that gives them an edge above, like the Pepe coin or, whatever other ones are out there that we've looked at in the past. That's kind of my thinking, but, who knows? Maybe they'll all get, overrun by Pepe coin and it'll do way better than everything else. George, yeah, I did. I just recently got back into Rollercoin, so I didn't do anything up until this past week on it. So I did miss the Halloween event. So unfortunately, I'm sure they had some good stuff, but yeah, I did just get back into it. Low Roller, you said if you purchase $10 of Doge on Mars, you'll get 62 million coins. $20 will get you 124 million coins. Doge on Mars have 87 million market cap. It peaked at 1.25 billion. It's possible to reach 10 billion. It's 100 extra money, huge return. Yeah, no, that would be really nice, to do that. Maybe I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Like I said, some of those coins, it's a bigger risk. I guess it's just something that you got to look at and think, how much risk are you willing to take? At this time, like I said, I'm just letting the miner run on it for now. We'll see if maybe down the line I decide it's not mining quick enough and I'd rather just, get a bunch of coins pretty quickly. But, yeah, right now at this time I'm just mining it. We'll see where it takes me. And, I think it is a nice one to have on hand because you can get so many. It does make your wallet look nice and you just need a good day. But, again, another thing to think about with coins like this is you don't just have to time when to buy in. You also have to time when to sell out. If you're at work or somewhere without internet or your coins are on, your computer at home and, you could miss the all-time high. It's not like Bitcoin where you got, a couple months where it's going up and, maybe you don't sell at the highest point, but some of these coins could jump up for a little bit and then fall right back down. So that's something to consider as well. Low roller, you said Dogecoin was cheap in 2015. Yeah, that's very true. And maybe something like Doge on Mars is going to be, very expensive comparatively now in 5-10 years. Who knows what's going to happen? But things that I like to see with some of those coins is, if there's an active burn plan where they're just destroying the coins, that's something that you got to keep an eye on, because that's a very good thing for the price. If there's 240 billion coins or trillion coins or whatever, that's a ton of supply. And if they're actively destroying, a billion coins a month, well, okay, maybe that's just a drop in the bucket, but it's still a billion coins that are coming out of circulation. So that's another thing to look for. I don't know what the burn rate is for Doge on Mars, if there is one, but like I said, if I'm gonna choose a coin, a meme coin like that to mine and go after, I would definitely choose one that's related to Dogecoin, which historically has a pretty good following. Doge on Mars symbol is Elon. Yep, same as Elon Musk. So, again, something like that. Unfortunately, that is really just how random those little coins are. If Elon Musk tweeted about that, I have no doubt that it could, 200x in the span of an hour or more. But, it's getting him to notice it and actually do something about it. And unfortunately, I think there was some, either threats of or actual legal trouble that he may have gotten into in the last bull run with crypto. Whether it was related to Dogecoin or not, I don't really remember. And, unfortunately, I think he may be a little bit more careful going forward about what he tweets about. But then again, who knows? So, one of those guys that could just, randomly decide that today is the day to tweet again about Dogecoin, and, we could see it skyrocket and bring up other coins like Doge on Mars with it. But low rollers, in my gut feeling, this next crypto bull run will be crazier than ever. Yes, I agree. I 100% agree with you on that, because we've seen. I remember I started my journey in crypto around 2015. The first real big bull run that I was a part of was 2017, 18, when Bitcoin got up to about $20,000, and that was crazy. I remember, when I first started in crypto, Bitcoin was $400, so 20,000 was crazy. And I'm sure there are people, I know there are people out there that was, Bitcoin was 25 cents or something, but for me, seeing it go from 400 to 20,000 in 3 years, or 2 years, was crazy. So, then we saw it drop way back down. It was $3,000, $2,000 in between 2018 and 2022 when it went crazy again, 2021, and then it hit $60,000. So a $3,000 Bitcoin was a great investment. I think we're gonna see the exact same thing again. Yeah, $37,000. That is a very expensive coin. That is a very expensive file on your computer. Really, that's what it is. Say what you want about crypto, but it is a file on your computer. And even if you had invested, this is not Bitcoin anymore. That's why it's like this chart looks wrong. If you had invested back here at $16,000, that is an expensive coin. But look at where it's at now. It's already doubled that price. Who knows where it's going to go? Like we talked about in the last stream, absolutely, I think we could see $100,000 Bitcoin, and I would place my bets strongly around $125,000 to $135,000. Could it go higher? Absolutely. So, I agree with you, and I 100% hope that you are right. George, you said, have you heard of or used Simple Bits website? Yes. The answer to that, I believe, is yes. Let's see. Crypto. Simple bits. I believe I have a video out on this as well. But let me get signed in here just so I can remind myself about the site. I actually think I logged into this the other day. So here we go. Simple bit, so we can join. Zoom in a little bit. So yeah, I did log into this site the other day. If I remember correctly, it's another one of the virtual mining farms. I don't believe it's actual crypto cloud mining. Oh, look at that. Blockchain participated in, hash generated. I guess we can join this Bitcoin block. Oh yeah, I remember this. I'd have to remind myself a little bit more about what the goal is and how it all works. But yes, I do have an account. I have used it before. It's just not been one of the sites on my radar. Kind of getting back into crypto a little bit over the last few weeks, going back through some of the old Bitcoin tips videos and seeing what sites are out there, what sites have closed down, things like that. So that is on my list. I do hope to do an updated video on it, but I do need to do a little bit more research and just kind of remind myself what it's about. So let's see. I lost my spot in the comments. Let's see. I have no idea where I was in the... Oh, there it is. Simple bit. So Mike said, yeah, I agree. Based on previous cycles, when do you think would be the last time... When do you think would be the last time this cycle to accumulate altcoins before they become expensive? That is one of those things that's really hard to predict as well. Because, even what we were just looking at with Bitcoin, how would you have felt about a $16,000, $17,000 Bitcoin? Would you have thought that was really expensive, or would you have looked at that and said, this is a great investment opportunity? We could say the same thing about Ethereum. Litecoin stayed relatively flat, but looking at Ethereum, back in early 2023, would you have thought a $1,200 Ethereum was cheap or expensive? Compared to the last bull run when it dropped, down to $150? Yes, but it's already gone up to $2,500 or $2,060. Sorry. So it's really hard to predict. I think we're just getting ramped up now. I would say continue, a really good strategy, whether this is crypto or stocks, the traditional financial world, dollar cost average. If you are going out and you actively want to invest in crypto, what I would recommend, find a couple coins that you really think are going to go up in value, you believe in them, whatever your rationale is. If that's Shiba Inu, great. If it's Bitcoin, great. That's your decision. But what I would say is set up an automatic investment, or what doesn't have to be automatic, but say you want to invest $50 a month or $50 a week, whatever it is. Every week, same day, roughly the same time, regardless of the price, invest it. Overall, it usually works out. Now, that's very common in the traditional stock investing world. I think that strategy would work better on coins that are anticipated to, hit all-time highs and go up again. And by that, I mean coins with a history that show that they've done that. And there are a lot of coins out there that are like that. But that would be what I would recommend. If you're out there investing, just do it on a regular schedule. Don't necessarily look at the price. Maybe have a price in your mind that, based on the history of, I see this thing popped up again, but based on the history of Ethereum, it hit $4,000 some dollars. I went back to SPX. Hold on. $4,800 was its all-time high before. Maybe for you, if it hits $4,800 again, that's when you stop investing. For maybe that's just your personal decision. Or if it hits $4,000, that's when you think, this is too expensive, I'm going to hold what I have and hope it keeps going. That's something you have to determine on your own. But there's never really a right time to stop investing. we could sit down and do the math between, okay, well, Ethereum was what, how many dollars, and it went up how many percentages, and then fell how many percentages, and we could scroll back and look at what it did in 2017 and determine the average percentage increase, and you could determine your value like that. That's a lot of math I don't necessarily know how to do right now. We could figure it out, but I think it will get to a certain point where you're probably just not comfortable putting more money into it, even if you think it is going up. And I think a lot of times it just is a personal preference. So probably not the answer you were necessarily looking for, but each coin is going to be different as well, because they're very different in nature, from each other. So hopefully that helps. Probably not exactly what you were hoping to hear, but Low Roller, you said, remember XRP under 1 cent, and then it peaked at $3.50 or $3.25 in 2018. So, another great coin. I think XRP's got a lot of potential, depending on how their lawsuit stuff goes with I think it's the Supreme Court now. But that's another one that they're cheap. They're what, $1.65 or something. What are they at today? XRP, not even 64 cents. So, they're still very cheap. Take some XRP, hold on to it. It did really well last time. If you're making $2.50 per coin that you have, and the coin's 64 cents, yeah, you're probably not going to go out and get a million of them like you would with Dogecoin Mars or Shiba Inu, but go out and get 100 of them or 200 of them. There are tons of faucets that pay in XRP. And, that's another nice thing about some of these older coins that have been around longer is there's just a better network out there to get them. Whether it's mining or playing games or doing surveys or faucets, whatever it is, there's other ways out there where you don't see that with a lot of these new meme coins, because they're most likely just going to go away. And there isn't much money in setting up a faucet for a coin that's going to be popular for a month and then, not go away, but not really be profitable anymore. Low Roller, you said, I remember people say Dogecoin can't reach 1 cent again. Dogecoin was stuck at 5 cents for a few months and thought it would peak at 5 cents, but I was wrong. I was probably in the same boat. I remember I was at work, and my friend from Kevin's Crypto Tips on YouTube, go check out his channel, but he messaged me, and he was like, hey, I know you had some Dogecoin. Did you see the price? And, I looked up the price, and it was like 4 cents. I was like, man, that's crazy. I hadn't really paid attention to Dogecoin. I knew I had some, but wasn't really paying attention to it. And I watched it for, a day or so, and I was like, man, this is really just kind of spiked out of nowhere. I wonder if I should buy some more. And ultimately, I did buy some more. I think I got, I don't know, four or 10,000 coins. I don't know, it's a weird number. I feel like I had 4,000 sticks in my head, but then also like 10,000 does. So, but anyway, I paid 4 cents, and I, remember the transaction going through, and I was like, man, I just wasted that money. There's no way Dogecoin's going to keep going up. And here we are. It's still doubled itself, because we're at 7.5 cents. So, even those 10,000 coins at what I thought was a crazy price, it's still gone up. And this is down how many percents from its all-time high? So, Low Roller, that's a great example going along with Mike's question there. I didn't even think of that, so thanks for bringing that up. That's a great example. And Georgie said the Simple Bits is a great site to use with Loot TV, so I'll definitely have to look into that. Like I said, I have the account. I used to use it, but just it hasn't come up quite yet on my kind of getting back into all the sites. Low Roller, you said you should buy altcoin now. Yeah, absolutely. Continue to get it now. As we see it start to go up, just because it's going up or down on a single day or even a single week, that shouldn't stop you. Continue to invest. And, overall, you might not get as much gains on some of the coins, but you'll get, more on some, less on some. But either way, at least you have them. If you sit around waiting for the perfect time, you'll probably miss it. George, can you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart? And that's an altcoin indicator. Yeah, absolutely, we can take a look at that. So pulling up the... can we make it bigger? I guess not. Okay, I thought that would get bigger. That's just highlighting the coins. So yeah, let's take a look here. So yeah, Bitcoin sitting here today about 51.28%. Going back to some of the peaks around 2021, Bitcoin was a little bit lower at 44%. Ethereum trailing at 18%. Back in 2017, 2018 time, it was even closer. You know, Bitcoin was 36%, Ethereum was 12%, and the other category, which was, you know, crypto, was 36%. So we're seeing other slowly increasing here over the last couple days. And I think, like you said, George, that's a good sign. These other altcoins are starting to gain market cap and start to... We're probably not going to see Bitcoin get pushed out, and if we do, it's going to be by Ethereum. I mean, if there's another coin that takes over Bitcoin before Ethereum, I'm going to be shocked, and I hope it's a coin that I'm holding. But, no, that's a good point. I think, you know, we are starting to see that little bit of an uptick in the others category, and hopefully that means we'll see this, you know, altcoin season start. You know, typically we see Bitcoin bull run, and then, you know, not too far after is the altcoin season. I think that those two are going to start getting pushed closer and closer together, you know, just based on what we've seen in the past. So, like Low Roller was saying, it's good time now. Now is the best time to get any coin. So, let's see. Low Roller said put 1% portfolio into meme coins like Dogelon, Floki, Jasmine. Yeah, hey, you know, if that's the strategy you want to go with, absolutely. I hope it works out. You know, like I said, I've got the two right now, you know, Shiba and Dogelon, but we'll see what happens. You know, I think they're good to just have as kind of like you said, that lottery ticket that, you know, maybe it, you know, 2,000 X's and you're holding a bunch of them. It's going to be a great day for you. Mike said that was helpful information. I think that was back for the cycle question. So glad to help. Hopefully the rest of the examples from the team here has helped with that as well. So Low Roller, you said you end up forgetting about Dogelon Mars. It can happen again. You become a multimillionaire overnight. That would certainly be nice. You know, hopefully we see another big run for Doge and all the coins that are paired with it like that. Looks like you've got another person involved in Dogelon. Low Roller, I'm going to look into that, says Mike. So we've got one more person looking into the Dogelon Mars coin. So I think that actually is payable on Final Auto Faucet now. So if you want, you can use the Dutchy faucet to earn Dogelon Mars. Let me double check. Oh, that might be Baby Doge that I was thinking of. Yes, Dogelon Mars unfortunately is not on that site just yet. I want to see what coins there are in Roller Coin too, because there was one that I thought was... yeah, so you can actually withdraw Pepe coin from Roller Coin. So that's interesting. So there you go, if you're interested in getting that coin. But... you know, I'm sure we'll start to see Dogelon Mars come up. Again, you can mine it on Unmineable. I will be doing a video here, but if anybody is going to mine on Unmineable, oh, I don't have my referral code because I never got the address sent over, but I will be doing a video on it. I do recommend you use the referral code because it helps both of us out. The way their program works is you actually reduce your fee by about 0.25%, so that's super nice, but... yeah, so, okay, Low Roller, you said Pepe wouldn't die since too many people involved now. Yeah, you know, it's one of those coins that I'm sure it'll stay around, but, you know, I don't see it going crazy, you know, making a ton of money, but who knows? Like I said, I don't know much about the project, the coin, anything, so I could be wrong. Low Roller, you said people use Faucet's earnings on Dogecoin. They didn't lose money. They made lots of money without investing. Yeah, exactly. There's tons of coins out there, and then there are tons of people out there that made tons of money on Bitcoin, or, Ethereum and some of these other coins that are huge now. It does. Oh, Siri's yelling at me, but yeah, I really don't think it doesn't just have to be these small coins. I think they're very appealing because, like I said, you can get so many of them for cheap, but you can make a good amount of money in some of these other coins as well. So, there's an inherent risk with those, and if that's something that you're willing to take on, go for it. But it doesn't mean those are the only way to go. So, Mike, you said, how high do you think KOSPA could go? That's a good question, and again, unfortunately, KOSPA is another one of those that is pretty new. Taking a look at their all-time chart here, they were around kind of for the bull run last year, or 2 years ago now, kind of getting into the 2-year range. But, they've been climbing really well. I think we could see KOSPA getting towards, the million, or not million, I was reading how many coins they had here, 21 billion coins. So, we could start to see that get closer to $1, $2 a coin. It's hard to say. It really depends on how the project continues. If the developers keep doing as much as they've been doing, this has got a lot of potential. I think KOSPA is one of those ones that, if you're looking for an investment that's got a little bit of risk in that, it's a cheap coin, this is a really good one to go for, I think. It's got a great team. It's huge in the mining community, which is great. It gets a lot of press for that. It's fairly cheap. You can get a decent amount of them because it's only 11 cents a coin, and I think it's got great potential. So, this is definitely one that I've been looking to add to the portfolio. Unfortunately, mining it isn't super profitable. I know they've added it to unminable, so maybe I have to look into it there. Low Roller, you said, are you getting baby Dogecoin on faucets, earning on Fire Faucet since it will be free? No, I'm not. I think at one point I did have some and ended up just getting rid of it. At some point, for me personally, this is just my way of going about it. There are so many of them out there. I don't need to get them all, I guess. Would it be nice to have a little bit of each one? Of course, but I think that my faucet earnings are a little bit better in some of the more traditional coins. So I have not gotten Baby Doge in a while, and I don't have a plan to in the future. And then you said you missed the Coin Pot. It seems they come up at least once a stream, the Coin Pot faucets. That was a great program, but yeah, unfortunately they closed down. So, but yeah, so we are coming up on about an hour here in the stream. So again, thank you to everybody. It looks like we still have 5 people here. Pretty good stream. Max viewer about 7 or 8, but yeah, absolutely love doing these streams. Glad to see the participation is up a little bit in the streams, in the chat. It's great. These streams are boring without any chats, so I do appreciate everybody coming in and participating, asking the questions. I think we had a pretty good discussion here about, just some of the cryptos out there. Of course, hopefully, we're all going to hope that Low Roller is right, and that we have the most aggressive bull market that we've ever seen, and we all become millionaires overnight. But time will tell. We do just have to wait and see. But we do have a lot of green in the market, which is a great sign. So, thank you so much for joining. Thanks, Mike, for the encouraging words. Low Roller, next stream will probably be about the same time next week. Let's see. Next Wednesday, that's right before a holiday in the U.S. So, Interesting. Yeah, so I'll probably do a stream either Tuesday or Wednesday night around the same time next week, and probably try and stick to the same schedule of a Tuesday or Wednesday live stream around this time, once a week. So getting into that a little bit more. So definitely be on the lookout. I do try and schedule the streams now a little bit earlier so that you can see that, hey, there's one coming up. But that's the current plan. And George, I see you asked a question about the sports betting there. So yeah, I don't do it. Unfortunately, we can't talk too much about it here on the channel. But if you are interested, feel free to send me a message on Discord. I don't really do it. I don't really watch sports at all. Whether it's football, soccer, whatever's out there on the list that you can choose from. I don't follow that, so I wouldn't be very good at it. I would just be guessing. But I do know they have a lot of other choices out there, and I personally just choose not to, do that. But glad to hear that you do pretty well with it. Hopefully you continue to do well. And Low Roller said I wouldn't risk my Bitcoin. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of those games I've, never really had any luck with, so I don't really do any of that. That includes the rolling dice game. I think you know what I mean by that. So, unfortunately, I think they are rigged against you with the ones that you're mentioning. You do have a little bit more chance, but who knows? You're one unfortunate choice away from losing your crypto, and like I said, for me don't do that. But good luck, and I hope it continues to work for you. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. I do appreciate all the support here on the channel, and please make sure to share the channel with your friends, family, anybody trying to get into crypto, so we can continue to grow the community. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Bye.